Crows like shiny stuff. This alone makes them one of the most intelligent creatures on the planet. I mean, who doesn't like shiny stuff? Throughout human history, crows and humans have had a complicated relationship. This blackbird has often been associated with darkness and otherworldly phenomena. Crows having links to the underworld is a common trend across a myriad of human cultures. In any case, wherever you find people, you find crows not far away. Since time immemorial, the bird is a constant companion to society. And people are naturally intrigued by these corvid creatures, and this interest is mutual. There are few creatures in nature as intelligent as a crow, and there are even fewer as clever. One of the fascinating aspects of crows is that they are one of the rare bird species on Earth able to recognize human faces and form relationships with them beyond superficial value. In essence, humans can legitimately make friends with crows. My first experience with befriending crows happened after many encounters of driving down a specific scenic road. Crows would always fly in front of my car and then land and fly off just before getting hit. It was kind of weird at first, but it turned out that the crows were dropping nuts or anything they needed cracked open to eat in front of my car. Once I realized this, I always attempted to drive over what they dropped. And not long after starting this up, I noticed that they'd meet me at the same time to drop stuff in front of my car regularly. They recognized me and knew I was good at cracking open their next meal. These birds watch everything with curiosity and intelligence, and if they don't notice at first, they will eventually recognize your intention to befriend them. Depending on what living situation one resides in, getting the bird's attention can differ. Like if you live in a noisy, busy city or next to a restaurant or next to anywhere with consistent loud noises, the attempt will be more difficult. However, if one lives in a smaller city or a rural area, there will be much ease in creating a relationship. Hands down, the easiest way to get the attention of a crow is through food. But just what do crows like to eat? Well, in the past, a feast for crows was a saying people would give the aftermath of a battlefield. However, I'm not insinuating to feed them flesh, just that they are scavengers and will eat what they can to survive. If you have fresh vomit for them, they will love it. But since that's hard to come by, they also love fast food, but feeding fast food to anything is kind of dick move. And some urban crows can be very picky because being symbiotic with modern humans for so long is good eating. Trial and error may be required to find out what crows in the area like to munch on. Crows absolutely love unsalted peanuts in the shell. The nut is a go-to treat for them across the board. They also love hard-boiled eggs, dog food, cat food, sunflower seeds, and cereal. However, being intelligent creatures with their own culture, they will inherently be suspicious of people offering them food, even if it is their favorite. So consistency and dedication are critical if you want to earn their trust. When beginning the friendship, don't walk up and throw food at them or yell in their direction. Instead, approach at a distance where they can see you and then make clicking or smacking noises with your mouth, or even kissing noises. Many crow lovers swear on the kissing sound, saying that the birds really respond to it. But you can also learn crow calls. There's the rally call, attention call, and distress call. Buying a hand collar and learning to use it correctly will take some practice, but electronic hand collars on the market make it easy. And if you get one of these electronic ones, right off the bat, you're probably going to attract some pretty confused crows. When the attention of crows has been gained, place the food where they can see it and then simply walk away. But don't leave. Stand at a distance and observe the birds and let them watch you. They may or may not accept the food, and it doesn't matter if they don't, because you must establish a regular routine of giving them food while at the same time proving yourself to be safe. After a bit, just leave. But if they do accept the food on the first attempt, then lucky you, crows love ya. Make a note of the time you fed the crows and return the next day to repeat your new ritual. To become friends with crows, you cannot simply feed them. You must also spend time with them. The birds have been so evolutionarily successful for a reason, and their distrust is valid. However, the crows will remember your face, and they will communicate with the rest of the murder all they know about you. You strange person trying to feed the physical metaphors of death. The beginning stages of the relationship will be a test, and over time, with consistency, these avian entities of the underworld will warm up to you if you pass that test. Just don't ever try to get too close, because friendship with crows is not like that. They are not going to come land on one's shoulder or arm and whatnot. No, friendship with the crow is admiration from afar, so always respect their space and give them their distance. Otherwise, any goodwill earned from the peanuts will be wasted. If you're trying to attract them into your yard or property in general, then you'll want to get rid of anything that may scare them. Crows love shiny stuff, but they don't like reflective surfaces that move in the wind. Bells or wind chimes. Fake decorative crows upside down or hanging unnaturally will unnerve them too, but if you have realistic plastic crow decorations, this may actually help attract them. Just make sure they're realistic, or it will weird the crows out. If you make roosting areas on your property somewhere where they can hang out, this too will help attract their consistent attendance to your yard. They love horizontal places to sit on that are sturdy because crows are big birds after all. They're fond of bird baths too, as long as they are big enough to hold their weight and give them room to move around. And if you keep that bird bath filled with healthy, fresh water, then they will love it even more. Also, make sure that you don't have anything that will be a dick to the crows. This could be a plethora of things, including, kids or dogs or cats or anything like that kind of stuff. If you have a lot of that going on in your yard, you probably should make friends with crows elsewhere. Because if you are a dick to a crow, that crow will remember you forever. And it will also tell all of its other crow buddies how much of a dick you are. And you don't want to make enemies with crows because that's an enemy for life, and they will go out of their way to f*** with you. So make sure that you have a yard or a property that's capable of having crows as like a welcome spot for them. Otherwise, you should just skip all that, and you need to go find them out on their own turf. But once Friend of Crow is established, don't be concerned if they vanish for a while now and again. They are highly territorial birds and will be back. It's natural for them to migrate to specific areas to do particular crow stuff, depending on the time of year. So never fret if your friends are not showing up for their scheduled feeding time. Sometimes murders of crows are in the hundreds, like to thousands even, and they travel all to meet at certain spots to have their little crow meetings. Across the street at one of my old houses, there was this really giant, massive redwood, and at certain times of the year, it would be covered in crows, and it was really awesome. I have no idea what they were doing, but damn were they loud, and my family really hated them because they were loud, but I thought that they were awesome. And this massive flocks of crows that would come every now and again was like one of the craziest things I've ever seen. But my point is basically just that if you do make friends with crows, don't expect them to be around all the time. They will always come back though. You can count on that. And if you're ever driving and you notice that a crow is like flying on the road and then flies away, run over whatever it put on the road because they will love that too. Don't worry, you will never hit them, no matter how close it seems. Because crows are incredibly agile and can pretty much juke anything that comes at them. They're experts at dodging cars. Eventually, though, the crows will memorize everything about you, including the exciting noises you make, schedule, and mannerisms. And if they like you, they may caw or make other weird bird noises in your direction. If they do that, then you are 100% now crow friend. And from time to time, you will have to introduce yourself to new crow babies, and they too will eventually be your buddies as well. And your new crow friends will eventually start leaving you presents, like shiny stuff. If they gift you shiny stuff or dead carcasses, then you know you're in good graces with your local crows. A corpse is a mighty fine gift to these birds and should not be taken lightly.